My name is Gary Brado, and I'm a documentary filmmaker and an entrepreneur. The economy is in less than perfect shape, and when the jobs go away, there's nothing left to do but get up and get creative. And there are people all over America doing just that. It's estimated that up to 85% of new businesses fail. So I'm going coast to coast to hear the personal stories of the people who beat the odds and started a successful business from the ground up. This is Startup.
The entrepreneurial spirit is alive and well. In Walsh College's business launch entrepreneurial community, consultants provide advice to aspiring business starters. More information available online.
The Chevrolet Volt, an everyday electric car with gas for longer trips. The nature of things to come. Chevrolet, find new roads.
American Express is proud to support startup and the millions of small businesses that put in the hard work to be open for business in neighborhoods across the country.
I'm on 8th Street in Washington, D.C., and we're going to talk to Cynthia and John, who created Cirque Du Rouge Tattoo Parlor. Now, Cynthia was a corporate art director until she was 37 years old. And although she had never even picked up a tattoo gun, she decided to leave her job and pursue her lifelong dream of tattooing. Let's go hear their story. Tattoos have become a prevalent form of expression in our society, with 1 in 5 U.S. adults possessing at least one. Americans are spending approximately $1.65 billion annually on the tattoo industry, and that figure seems to be on the incline. Cynthia Rugis, the self-proclaimed illustrator, wife, sister, and soccer mom, discovered her true passion in her late 30s when she gave her first tattoo. And now, she's the owner of an internationally recognized tattoo shop. I want to know who you are and a little bit about your history. Tell me back from your education in through your employment history.
I'm old, so this might take a while, but education, I mean, the typical American education, grade school, high school, went on to college. I went to Roger Williams to study graphic design and illustration. Graduated from Roger Williams, and then I started working with either printing, mostly in publishing. So I was either doing graphic design layout, photo editing, back in the day before there was computers, actually waxing galleys, cutting them out, typesetting, getting those real basics down for design work. I worked my way through publishing up to an art director. It was a wonderful job, but once you get to that point, the creativity, the old hand drawing, all the stuff that I really, really loved, that was gone. It was then I started freelancing as an illustrator and doing fine art, making prints. And that's actually how I got into tattooing, was some of my artwork was bought by a husband and wife who also owned a tattoo shop. This one couple asked me if I want to come work for them, and I was terrified. It was a biker-owned shop. Just everything that you see in a typical tattoo shop, that rah, music playing, and I walked in, I'm like, I'm never going to survive this. Yeah. But they did it right. They had a safe shop, they were respectful to people, they were very nice to their clients, and they taught me the right way to tattoo. At the end of the day, people may look at that and be fearful, but it's a business. They don't just get off, put on a do-rag, get on the bike, and ride around for 24 hours till they come back to work. With all their tattoo money flying behind them. No, it doesn't work like that. They have to pay their mortgage, they have to pay their rent, they have to take care of people. Otherwise, that's the thing about a tattoo, it's a product that lasts forever. My reputation goes on your skin forever. The one thing I love about tattooing, you meet new people every day. In an office, you love your office mates, but it's the same people every day. It's the same thing every day. Tattoo shop, you never know what's gonna walk through that door. In 2008, the average hourly rate per artist was $120, and it has climbed to an average of $150 an hour in 2012. How does it feel coming in? Because you have to be, I've sat in a chair myself a couple of times, it's your close quarters. Yeah, well, I kind of look at this as a spa treatment. This is a day off for me, and I have to spend it getting stuck with needles, but I always have a good time here. They're always a lot of fun. I always talk with everybody, and so it makes an enjoyable experience. So yeah, I started working in the tattoo shop when I was 18, so about 10 years in the shop at this stage. And how does working here compare to other shops? It's
not a factory, and I really enjoy that. Business-oriented, of course, very professional, though it's not, you know, money over art, and I appreciate that as an artist.
You being a career military person, and with her meeting art director, what did you think when she said, I want to start doing tattoos?
You know, it kind of seemed like an adventure. There was a kind of a space between when she left her job with the publisher and she was doing freelance, but it was so labor intensive and the return was so small. And in this type of business, you know, people bring cash. It's attractive enough and it, you know, it pays up front. So, you know, our margin is actually pretty good.
Have you let her tattoo yet?
Yeah, it's Eagle, Globe, and Anchors.
The Iceman, the world's oldest mummy dating back to the Neolithic era, was found to have tattoos. After an X-ray examination, scientists discovered that his tattoos were placed over areas of joint disease, suggesting the tattoos were meant to relieve pain.
My husband, John, who's also a part owner, made me come up with a business plan because, you know, being an artist, you're just, oh, I just want to draw and tattoo and have, you know, my clients come in, but have people that don't want to wait forever to still have the same kind of cool place that I want to work in and they can just walk in. But John said, no, you need to write a business plan. So I did, which was painful, but totally necessary and probably the cornerstone of building.
Made you think about a lot that you
Really think
didn't.
about moving forward with this. And was it really going to work? Putting it on paper makes you think about, is this concept going to work? And the more I put it on paper, the more I believed in it. Then we went to do what you need to do in DC, which is to get a representative. We live in Maryland. You need to have a representative that lives in the city. So we got a great attorney who specializes in small business. That is probably the other amazing, great thing that we did, which you would never think hiring a lawyer, oh, that'd be great, but I'm so glad we did. Because he knew the ins and outs of working with the city, which was a good thing because it turned out that this building had not had a certificate of occupancy since 1946.
Oh, wow.
When it was a boarding house. We went about getting all our paperwork and then went about letting the city back in this building after all those years to tell us what needed to be done. And boy, did that turn into a process. But it was worth it. You know, we had a nest egg put aside to do this, but there were no loans to be taken out. I mean, if there was any loan to be taken out, it would just be a personal line of credit.
The initial capital came out of your savings?
Initial capital, no. No, the initial capital for this was left to me by my father. My dad, God bless him, you know, he worked hard all his life. One of the things he did was he paid on a small insurance policy in my name that I didn't even know about. But then all those additional costs of build out, that was nowhere covered by that. We had to kind of dig deep. John works 2 jobs. We had to dig into our personal savings, but it was worth it.
What do you have to say to the person who's already established in their career, mid-30s, mid-40s even? They've done it for a long time, but always had this itch in the back of their mind.
Don't burn your bridges because you just never know what's going to happen. You may need to retreat back. But I think a lot of people, you know, always look for the opportunity to be able to have their own business and call their own shots. You know, and it's a risk, but don't be afraid to take a risk.
It's never too late to finally be who you've always been. And once Cynthia and John put their visions in ink, everything started to come together. They've created a world-class business here, and so can you, as long as you're willing to put enough skin in the game. For more information, log on to our website and click the link for Cirque Du Rouge. What do you call organic food? What did they call organic food in 1950?
No idea.
Food.
Well, exactly. Exactly.
American Express is proud to support startup and the millions of small businesses that put in the hard work to be open for business in neighborhoods across the country.
The Chevrolet Volt, an everyday electric car with gas for longer trips. The nature of things to come. Chevrolet, find new roads.
The entrepreneurial spirit is alive and well in Walsh College's business launch entrepreneurial community, Consultants provide advice to aspiring business starters. More information available online